DH or anything.
There's a lot of good candidates out there. I mean, you got some returning players, Jake and several others who played, but you feel like you can, win one of those jobs?
I mean, I guess it's up to the coaches. Those guys are awesome outfielders. Every outfielder we've got is just unbelievable. So every one of those guys can go out there and get the job done every day. So.
What are you kind of focusing on your second year? What's different about you as a player?
Really just being more of a team guy. I mean, last year it was kind of hard just going throughout the year and not really knowing what to expect and just trying to help the young guys. I mean, I'm still young, but just trying to, just bring them under your wing. And, I mean, we got a lot of young talent, so that's good.
From a mental perspective, though, how much does that help, just as you said, kind of knowing the grinds, knowing what a season's like coming into this season?
Really just it helps a lot. I mean, there's a lot of games to be played, and like Coach Cohen says, you got to take care of your arm and just listen to your body, really. So, and we've done a great job in the weight room and everything. Just Coach Neal getting us ready to come out here and play a full season of baseball.
When's the last time you played outfield?
All-Star game in high school. That was about the last time.
What's the biggest challenge for you moving out there?
Really just here at Duty Noble, I feel like the sun is pretty tough. I mean, a lot of people really wouldn't understand that, I guess, until you kind of get out there and you actually have to pay attention to it. But, I mean, we've done a lot of stuff, a lot of drills, and, I mean, I feel like I'm kind of figuring out a little bit here and there.
Do you remember what All-Star game it was?
Just a Mississippi All-Star game.
Well, the advantage to left field here is, I mean, you got probably the best fans in the house right behind you supporting you or judging you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they're very supportive. I'm sure I've never really been out there whenever they're there. So, I mean, I guess that'll be a new task to conquer when it gets here.
Are you also, there's also talk about you being a DH. I mean, is that something you can take advantage of as well to keep your bat in the order?
Really, that's just up to the coaches, man. I'm out here just trying to be a team guy, and wherever I need to be is where I'll go.
Some players I've talked to so far are comfortable with the lineup this year. I think there's going to be more pop in the lineup. Would you agree with that?
I do. I feel like we got a lot of guys that can hit the ball at the ballpark every pitch. So, I mean,
what are you trying to work on this final month, heading into the regular season?
All phases. We have a short amount of time to get ready, just like everybody else does, and we're trying to all phases. Today was a great day because we got to deal with a little bit of everything, wind and a little bit of rain and all types of shadows and things of that nature. So I thought we were getting a lot done, but just like everybody else in the country, we have a long way to go in terms of preparing for everything on the checklist.
How are you structuring these scrimmages? Because you have so many new guys or young guys or position moves. You got a lot to get done in these scrimmages.
We do. What we're trying to not do is just push their arms too early. If we don't have guys who can give us as many pitches as we want on opening day, we're just going to have to deal with that because you don't want to hurt somebody this early in the year. And I intentionally like playing a lot of ball games early in the year to force us to use as many pitchers as we can to find out, everything we can about those arms. So, our young guys need to come out, and we're going to need some new guys, especially on the mound, to step forward and to replace some pretty valuable arms that we lost.
When you have a player like Reid who's transitioning from the infield to the outfield, what are you looking for him to work on, and what do you try to tell him so he doesn't try to overperform or try to perfect things too early in the process?
Yeah, I think Reid's really taken well to the outfield. We need his bat in the lineup. He's a very talented young hitter. He's worked so hard in the strength and conditioning part, and I think he moves around and runs better than people think also. We just, we need Reid to be healthy, for an entire year, and I know that's what he wants. And if we can get a healthy Reid, for the next 6 months, 5 months, I think everything else will take care of itself. So but he's worked so hard to take care of his body. So hopefully he can have him around for the entire course of the season.
What's the health of the team like right now? Some guys like Hudson's or others that are coming back a little bit. I mean, is everybody in good shape?
I think we're in pretty good shape for the most part. We have a couple of sore arms that were coming out of the break, and I think those guys have worked really hard to rehab their arms. But I think for the most part we're in pretty good condition. Miles Gentry had a little shoulder issue that we're trying to take care of, but I think for the most part right now, through the conditioning phase of the early winter/spring, I think we're in pretty good shape.
When you evaluated fall ball, what stood out to you that really you wanted to work on first here in spring?
I think the biggest thing is for us to put as many different guys in the role of the 7, 8, 9 inning guy who could spin a breaking ball and make people swing and miss, because that's the one thing on this club that we just feel like is going to make us or break us. We've been so good in late innings for the most part over the last 4 years. And that's something that's got to continue for our club. I think we have as much depth in the starting rotation as we've had in a while, but those later innings are just crucial. So, you really can't judge that until you put people in those situations, and there are people in the stands watching, and hopefully we'll have some people step forward and allow us to do that.
Talk about all the new pieces and new people. When does a team with that much, I guess, newness kind of start to figure out its identity?
You want it to happen before conference play, obviously. So that's why you play a really challenging non-conference schedule, is to get ready for that. But usually younger kids respond to being put in a role and staying in that role. Anything that's new for a younger player is much more of a challenge for them. So if you can make it not new and keep putting them in the same situation, especially as a young pitcher, then I think that really helps those guys out.
As a coach, how much are you trying to form a lineup or form a roster in your head now, or does it take place, as the games begin, the non-conference, or where does the process start in the fall?
Well, the neat thing is, when you play as many inter-squad games as we do, it allows you to keep evaluating. We probably have 8 or 9 inter-squad games left, hopefully, and that'll usually these things answer themselves. Coaches don't make out lineups, players do. And the people who step out and say, what, I deserve this opportunity, usually do that with their actions.
Thanks, John. I appreciate it.
Thank you.